By the Mandan Hidatsa in the Rikura Nation. Justin Boot Company.
What's happening, y'all? What is going on? Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. What is going on? What is going on? Today is Thursday night. We have Thursday night football. Thursday night football. And the Arizona Cardinals are getting beat 17-3 by the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle Seahawks have a good defense. Have really good defense right now. Arizona's not looking too well. I'm gonna tell you now, man. I have Marvin Harrison Jr. on one of my fantasy teams, and I'm not doing too good in fantasy football this year. Yeah, I made a couple bad decisions. I made one. I didn't play Seattle's defense. I should have. I have another good defense, but I don't think they're gonna do this good. This defense. Yeah, man. But there were some good games there this past weekend. There were some blowouts. There were some close ones. The week started out. The week started out really well. The week started out really well. It started out with with Buffalo and Miami, and that was a good game. That truly was a good game. I was rooting for Miami for fantasy reasons. The game was what was the game 31-21. Miami just didn't score when they needed it to score. Buffalo's looking really, really tough this year. I'm an Eagles fan, so I want the Eagles to win every year, but Buffalo's looking tough. Buffalo, they beat the Ravens. I can't remember. I had to. Dwayne's not here, of course. I have to remember who my picks were. I believe I had Buffalo going to the Super Bowl. I believe I had Buffalo and the Eagles going. And, of course, I want the Eagles to win. Oh man, Kyler Murray just threw it up. Anyway, so I mean that was a tough game, but the Vikings played the Bengals. That was a total annihilation right there. Joe Burrow is out for the season. Well, he's out until December, pretty much the season. The Bengals are probably going to be the Bungles this year. He had to come back next year. It's real tough because once again, weave this into fantasy. It's just tough because Joe Burrow is extremely injury prone, and when he does play the season like he did last year, if they would have made it to the playoff, that was an MVP season. That was truly an MVP season. If they would have made the playoffs, that was an MVP season. It's real tough because he has T. Higgins, he has Jamar Chase, and this guy Browning, he's just not the answer. I don't believe he's the answer. It's just real tough. Just real tough, and they're in a division that eats their own. I mean, they have the Steelers, they have the Browns, and they have the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens will more than likely win that division. The Browns, yeah, you could laugh at Cleveland, but Cleveland is tough for a division. I mean, because they're division rivals. That can go any way, and they have a annihilating defense. They have an annihilating defense. They just need to get the offense together. And the Steelers beating the Patriots. They beat Drake May, a young quarterback. It wasn't a blowout, 21-14. Drake May played pretty well, but it's just a Pittsburgh veteran team. They stood the test. The Colts and the Titans, that was another blowout. Also had some other games. I'm not gonna go through every game, but some other games you had the Jaguars and the Texans. Now C.J. Stroud, I mean, he had such a great rookie year. It's like a hangover for him. I believe he's a good quarterback. He just needs to get his confidence back, as well as Jayden Daniels. You know, those sophomore jinxes are real. That's why I tend to stay away. Even though I do have Bo Nix out there, but I picked Bo Nix because Bo Nix has Sean Payton, and I just believe Sean Payton's a great quarterback coach. Head coach. He's a head coach, but great with quarterbacks. So, but you always got to be careful with those second year quarterbacks. Second year, any position, but second year quarterbacks. You had the Eagles versus the Rams. That was a comeback. I was actually watching that game, and I was on the edge of my seat. They came back. The guy, I think his name Jordan Davis, blocked 2 field goals. He blocked one and then picked it up and returned it for a touchdown at the end of the game. Didn't it really have to do it. Once it was blocked, all you had to do was fall on it, and it would have won the game. But returned that bad boy for that touchdown. That was something. That was something. It's an interesting season, to say the least. Once again, because fantasy is so integral with football, because of the money aspect and all these networks and the gambling and everything. Fantasy it affects a lot of things. Like a lot of people picked what's his King Henry. He's not having a great season. Saquon's not having a real great season like they did last year, and it's tough. It's tough, but I do believe there are 2 great running backs, so they will figure it out. They have two good coaches, and they'll figure it out. Like the Eagles actually figured it out last year. I mean, not last year, last game against the Rams, and in that second half. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry about that. They figured it out. They figured out that they had A.J. Brown. They had a guy named A.J. Brown. They have a guy named Devontae Smith. Dallas Goedert. They figured it out. Jalen Hurts is a winner. They need to realize that and mix and match. Because people are keying in on Saquon. Saquon's not having those home run hitters anymore. However, the season is still young, so look out for Saquon and Derrick Henry. Look out for them. They're not going to be held back forever. Also, a team you need to look out for. Look out for the Chargers. Look out for the. Oh man. Look out for the Chargers. Look out for Justin Herbert's having a good year. Look out for the Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield, actually. Man, I know a lot of Cleveland fans hate Baker, but that guy's having a heck of a season so far. Had a real good season last year. The Eagles play them next. Whew. The Eagles play them next. That is always that's been Jalen Hurts' kryptonite right there. I believe if he's not 500, I believe he has a losing record against the Buccaneers. I could be wrong about that. But they always play him tough. I think Mike Williams is hurt. Yeah, he's always injury prone, them hamstrings. But however, did you know that Mike Williams has had 1,000 yards receiving every year in his career since his rookie year? So I believe he's been in the league 11 years. So last year was 10 years. So 1,000 yards receiving every year. Those are Hall of Fame numbers. Those are Hall of Fame numbers. He's really good receiver. So I do believe he'll get to the Hall of Fame. He has a ring. He has a ring. The Buccaneers also are going to get Godwin back. They say that he may play next week. People that have Mixon on their fantasy team. I don't know. I have Mixon on one of my teams. I don't know if he's going to come back or not. They might leave him out for the rest of the season, but we shall see. Just keep him buried and see what the Texans are going to do. They have Nick Chubb down there, and he's doing his thing. But Nick Chubb is a little hurt. He gets hurt a lot, so that's something to look out. That's something to look out for. He's one of the bright spots down there in Houston with the Texans. Also, the Giants are starting Jackson Dart. And I asked the question in the billboard, is it too soon? I don't believe it's too soon. I believe that you drafted him in the first round. So I believe that he could do some good things. He can't be any worse because they haven't won any games. You know, what's his name? Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is who he is. He's not the Russell Wilson of past. Russell Wilson had a really good defense. He had the Legion of Boom. He had a really good defense when he won that. He had Marshawn Lynch in the backfield, and Marshawn was beast mode. And I believe they should have 2 Super Bowls. And it just shows you that about Russell Wilson. I mean, that was Russell Wilson right there. If he could have won that Super Bowl, all he had to do, I believe he should just audibled out or just called his own running play and gave it to beast mode. I mean, it was second down. If Marshawn wouldn't have got in there, and you had 3rd and 4th because they had to score a touchdown. So I just believe that they didn't want Marshawn to be the MVP, and that cost them the Super Bowl. I mean, just really did. But I'm loving Marshawn Lynch's ascension. You know what I mean? He's in movies now. He's in that movie with Eddie Murphy and Pete Davidson and Keke Palmer. I forget what it's called. It's on Amazon Prime. He's in that. Marshawn is living his best life. He took care of himself. Like he said, he took care of his mentals and everything. Got out of the game when he saw fit. And a lot of the athletes should think about that. But I get it. It's that fervor. It's that push. It's that push that they just don't want to. They just don't want to give up. They just don't want to give up. And I get it. I 100% get it. It's a tough thing to give up. Cause I know it's not the same, but like being in the military, I didn't want to stop being in the military. I wanted to keep going. Shoot. However, but you know, things happen. You got to retire out. So that's good on Marshawn. But man, if he could have got that ball, I would have loved to see him see what he could have did on the goal line. I'm still sitting here watching the nice catch by Marvin Harrison Jr. That's a nice throw on the sideline right there. Boom. Ooh, tap both feet in, first down. Good catch. Man, they need more of that. They're missing James Conner. They're missing James Conner. That running balance. That's what they're missing. You know. Nope. Seattle's defense wasn't playing that. They tried to do a flea flicker. They got caught up. But in the next section, we're going to talk about the WNBA. A'ja Wilson won her 4th MVP. Back at you in a moment. Got a little break. Little break going on. I'm about to play a disclaimer real quick, you all, and then I'm gonna come back. Okay, we are back. We are back. We are back. Those of you watching the Thursday night game, Seattle was up. If you're not watching it, let you know Seattle was up 17. Well, they're about to kick a and he made the field goal. So 17-6. Seattle was up 17-6. All right, and one of the players, Mr. Easy catch, Kyler Murray threw the ball. He was thinking about. He was totally thinking about running before he caught the ball, which I tell my son: catch the ball first, run second. Catch the ball first, run second. You know, so that's always tough because you know they're down. They're trying to win. They're trying to get back in the game. So I get it, and I believe Kyler Murray is the type of quarterback that you need to he doesn't need to be behind. He doesn't need to be behind trying to come back. So but right now let's get into a little bit of WNBA. Let's talk about A'ja Wilson winning her 4th. That's why I said her 4th. Sorry. There you go. Her 4th. As Booker T, we're going to get into wrestling later. Booker T would say 5 times, but she's 4 times. 4th WNBA, 4th WNBA MVP, most valuable player. And one of those times she won most valuable player, she actually won Defensive Player of the Year as well. Now, let's get into a conversation. Is she the best WNBA player right now? I believe she is the best WNBA player right now. She is playing great. I believe they just lost in the playoffs to the Fever though. But she's playing great. Now, Caitlin Clark is the most important WNBA player. She is the face of the league. She will continue to be the face of the league. I'm not gonna say she deserves it, but she is a female Steph Curry. You have to have your head on a swivel when you watch her play. When she comes across mid-court, because she can hit the logo threes. Now, with that said, she's not the best. Not Chet. A'ja Wilson is not that much older than Caitlin. A'ja's not going anywhere. And for a while, Nafisa Collier was thought she was going. She didn't think, but a lot of people was, she's going to win MVP. But it's a long season. Well, it's in the summertime. We know it's not as long as the NBA season, but still a long season for these young ladies, and it's especially for a guard, it's tough to keep that up. Whereas A'ja Wilson, she owns the block. She's the block captain. She owns the block captain by blocking shots, and also on the block, her post game is like no other, and she could shoot threes. You could run the offense through her. I'm not gonna say she could bring the ball up and set it up, but she can run the offense. She's that great. I know you have some naysayers out there that don't want to give her credit, and they want to give Caitlyn all the credit. Now, Caitlyn does deserve credit, but you have to look at other players that are just better right now. And I believe Caitlyn will put together once she puts together a solid season of no injuries. She will be that. She's going to be on the World Cup team. We all know that. She's going to be on that team. Her and Angel Reese is more than likely going to be on that team as well. They're going to be on the Olympic team, and then we're going to see what they're going to do after that. But right now, it's just Asia. It just is. I mean, Asia. She has the commercial appeal. Her sneakers are selling well. Her sneakers actually look nice. I like the way they look. Yes, they're over $100, but she deserves this. She deserves this. And there are some people out there that were mad that they held off Caitlyn's sneakers for Asia, but they did that for a reason, because you would split the market. So just let Asia sneakers do her thing, then bring Caitlyn's out. You know, they're both Nike athletes. You know, and I will say that Caitlin Clark is like they say rising tide raises all boats. You know, so Caitlin's going to get everybody else more money. She's just going to get everybody else more money. I mean, it's inevitable. Once she puts together a whole season, I do believe she will be an MVP one day, 1 year. She will be an MVP. She will get a championship. Once you saw what happened, and I actually didn't agree with them firing the coach, because I thought that she got them to the playoffs and everything. But I will say this: I was wrong. I'm not going to say completely wrong, but this coach is, which that coach didn't really revolve everything around Caitlyn. This coach revolves everything around Caitlyn. The offense runs through Caitlyn. So, and that's what the owners and the fans want to see. And when it comes down to it, you gotta listen to your bosses. You can't go out. I get it. You might think you're a mastermind and might believe you're a mastermind, and you probably are. But you gotta understand what the bosses want. You gotta compromise. And that coach last year was always on the hot seat, even though they made it to the playoffs. You know, it's like Dwayne. I believe it's Dwayne Casey. That's his name, Dwayne Casey. He won Coach of the Year, and he got fired from Toronto, and still won Coach of the Year, which was crazy. So I am a sports connoisseur, so I pay attention to women's sports. It doesn't matter. I pay attention to gymnastics, track and field, which I don't know if y'all was paying attention. The World Championships was off the chain. Yeah, my girl Sha'Carri didn't come home with any medals in the 100, but she was dealing with some personal stuff, and also dealing with I believe she got some nagging injuries or whatever. But one thing about Sha'Carri, she runs better when she has a chip on her shoulder. So she will make the Olympic team. You saw her in that 4x1 relay, which she needs to concentrate on that more than anything else. She needs to concentrate on the 100, not the 200, just the 100. Gabby Thomas didn't run. She had some injuries. So Melissa Jefferson, she won gold in the 100, the 200, and the 4x1. And Noah Lyles, he won gold in the 200 and the 4x1. I believe he won bronze in the 4x1. But Noah Lyles he's a 200 specialist. That's his thing. That's his thing. So Sadie McLaughlin-Laverny, she dominated in the 4x4 and the flat 400. She's not. I don't think she's gonna run hurdles at all. I think she's gonna concentrate on this. And so Femke Bol can have her shine, because Femke Bol could not beat that girl. She like she's like unbeatable almost. And that 400 finals. Oh my goodness, man! It was Sydney McLaughlin. It was Nasser, and I forget the other young lady that came in third. I believe Nasser came in second, and came in third. But that was amazing. But Sydney McLaughlin is like, she's just unbelievable. She seems like she's unbeatable. And speaking of unbeatable, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about Bud Crawford and talk about Floyd Mayweather, two unbeatable, I mean, not unbeatable, but two unblemished fighters. You know, what Bud Crawford did with Canelo was amazing. I knew he would win. I was rooting for Canelo. I'm a Canelo guy. I really like Canelo, but I knew Canelo wasn't going to beat him. Canelo has issues with slick fighters. Like, and when you look at it, it's for whatever reason he has issues with these slick fighters. Well, not for whatever reason. Just slick, defensive counter punchers. Now, you have to understand that Bud is that guy. Right? I don't think he's going to lose a fight. I believe that he is going to go on and be an undefeated fighter. He's fighting a lot of people in their prime. And a lot of people are holding it against, not holding it against. A lot of people, oh man, that dude dropped that pass. A lot of people are comparing him to Mayweather and trying to knock down Mayweather. I don't believe Mayweather. I don't believe Mayweather should be knocked down, because you know people tuned in to see Mayweather, tuned in to either see him win or either see him lose. You know, I had no issues with Mayweather as a fighter. He wasn't, to me, he's not the best ever or the greatest of all time. I believe that's Sugar Ray Robinson. But you know, you have people that argue with you. Well, Sugar Ray Robinson lost fights. I was like, well, Sugar Ray Robinson was consistently fighting, and it was a different era, and I don't really like to compare eras. So, but I believe I always say that Mayweather is the greatest fighter of his era, meaning that his era is I say from 1990 to like 2015. Like he was the greatest fighter of his era. You know, like he really was. I know him and Roy Jones kind of have a back and forth going. My thing about Roy Jones has always been, if he would have stopped at Ruiz, be no argument. But he got knocked out by Tarver. He got knocked out by Glenn Johnson. You know, he lost to Bernard Hopkins later, which is just a fight that I didn't want to see at that time. They were both old, but hey, they have this back and forth going, and I don't like those back and forth because Roy Jones, I know he towards the end of his career wasn't what you wanted to see, but he still was great at what he did. When you look at Roy Jones's prime, man, oh my goodness, man, that dude was amazing. So to go back to Floyd, he has the record for beating the most world champions ever. I mean, he beat so many, I can't remember the number, but he beat a plethora of world champions, y'all. He did that. He did that. I remember when he fought Ricky Hatton. Everybody thought, oh, Ricky Hatton, da 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 da. I already knew what was going to happen. I wanted him to fight Pacquiao between the years of 08 and 12. That's why I still think he would have beat him. I still think he would have beat him. And I don't want to hear any of that. He was performing enhancing drugs. He was da 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 da. Like, he never failed the drug test. He took every test that he was supposed to take in boxing, but then all of a sudden you want him to take this particular test. You want to bully him into that. I'd have took the same stance as Pacquiao. I'd be like, man, screw you. Oh, they just score. I know somebody in the league that picked up this guy, Charbonnet. It's a flag on the play. But it's just, so I don't want to put Bud over Floyd. And I won't put Bud over Floyd. Because Floyd Money Mayweather did it all. He showed you how to get money. He showed you how to get money. And he showed you how to keep money. This guy be exhibition fights for $100 million in China. I mean, come on, he know how to get that bag. I mean, it's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He knows how to get that bag, and that has to go into it as well. I'm not saying that Bud does not know how to get it. It's just that Bud doesn't have that it factor. See, Floyd Mayweather Jr. also had that it factor. Roy Jones Jr. had that it factor. Muhammad Ali had that it factor. Sugar Ray Leonard had that it factor. Now, I'm a Hagler guy, but Hagler didn't have that it factor. You know, Roy Jones had that it factor. Bernard Hopkins didn't have that it factor. Can I explain what it is? No, not really, but you know what I'm talking about. It's just like some guys have it and some guys don't. Like, for example, later on, I'm going to get in and talk about wrestling. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson had that it factor, and he does him. Chris Jericho had that it factor. You know, some wrestlers just they can't get it. They don't know how to do it or whatever. It's an amazing thing. It's that charisma, and Mayweather understood how to get people to hate. That's why he was good at WWE. He knew how to get people to hate him. Like he understood. Okay, I'm gonna get you to hate me. I'm gonna get you to hate me, so you're gonna tune in whether to root for me or root against me. I mean, man, can you ask for more? What did the rules say? What, do you need more? You know, that's their second album. People think it's their first album. That's their second album. First album was Organics. But anyway, that's a whole other conversation. So, I mean, so I can't do it. I can't put Bud ahead of Floyd Mayweather Jr. I can't and I won't. I will forever give Floyd Mayweather Jr. his flowers because he deserves them, as does Bud. Deserve his, as does Canelo. Look, man, I like Canelo, man. I believe Canelo probably should fight maybe one or two more fights and then hang it up. I would love to see him fight Amir Khan again. I couldn't stand Amir Khan, man. I love the fact that he knocked Amir Khan block off, man. That dude talked way too much. It wasn't even that great. Like just like his idol, man. Like let's do Prince Nassim. I couldn't stand Prince Nassim, man. That dude flipping in. I would give it to him. He was a showman. He was a showman. Prince Nassim was a showman. But man, when Marco Antonio Barrera tore that dude up, man, I was loving that boy. Man, shoot, Marco Antonio Barrera, oh man, Juan Marquez, Eric Morales, the Mexican trilogy. Whew, those dudes, man. Man, that was from boxing. Boxing was still boxing. I'm a huge boxing hater, if you could tell. So right now, Bud is a generational talent, as was Mayweather. You know, Bud's taking all time. I would like to see Bud probably fight one of the Charlos, Big Charlo, not Little Charlo. Cause Big Charlo, he about to fight Earl Spence. He gonna beat Earl Spence up. He gonna Big Charlo, man. That dude hit so hard, man. Earl Spence gonna get beaten. He probably should hang him up after that, man. Even though I like Earl Spence as well. The Charlos, you know, they talk a lot, but they get busy. They get busy. But boxing is. I mean, you got Tank. What's about to come up? Tank and what's his name? Jake Paul. I saw the weigh-in. I'm like, this is a joke. Tank need to be fighting Roach, but hey, money talks, and you know what walks. So, you know, I guess Tank might be able to use his. Seattle just kicked the field goal, so 20-6 Seattle. They would have had a touchdown, but they had they called a hold on the wide receiver. So Tank. I mean, go get the money. I'm not gonna tell anybody not to get their bag. I'm never gonna do that. Never gonna do that. But what I will do is have you. I will break, and I will be right back, and we will get into. Stephen A. Smith did a top 5 list for wrestling, for wrestlers. And we will get back to that. Let's see. Yes, sir. Yeah, all right, y'all. We're gonna get into the wrestling talk right after this. Right after this break. After this beat, I am going to play the disclaimer. Okay. We are back from the break. We are back. Now we're going to get into Stephen A. Smith. A few days ago, probably 6 days ago, actually almost a week ago, he had Triple H on First Take. And he spoke about top 5 wrestlers. And on his list, I had a lot to object to, about on this list. On his list, he had the Road Warriors, number 5. He had a tag team. I believe tag teams and singles should stay apart. Keep them apart. You want to say top 5 tag team? Because to me, they are the greatest tag team ever. Now, after that, you could debate. But personally, I like the Hardys after them. I like the Hardys. I know the Dudley Boys think extremely highly of themselves. And they should. They should. But I like... I like the Hardys after the Road Warriors. So Stephen A. had The Rock after the Road Warriors, the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. I give him that. All right. He had Hogan. Hogan did a lot for the business. And he had Ric Flair. Then he had Bill Goldberg, number 1. Now that I did not agree with. He didn't have Stone Cold on the list. No Stone Cold. Woo! Attitude Era Stone Cold Steve Austin. Oh man. I mean, man. I will say this. I will say this though about wrestling. Okay, when I was growing up, before I get my top 5. When I was growing up, I watched a lot of wrestling. My brother used to tease me about it. He said, "Oh, it's fake. It's fake. It's fake. It's fake. It's fake." Right? Okay. I realized that it was fake. Well, when I say fake, scripted and everything, I think I was about 12, 13 years old, something like that, or maybe 14. I stopped watching wrestling because when I was younger, I watched a lot of NWA because we had cable. So I watched a lot of NWA, UWF. So I knew about the Von Erichs. I knew about the Fabulous Freebirds. I knew about the AWA. Rick Martel before he became the model and went to the WWE. I remember all that. I remember all of that. And I remember all of that. I remember all of that. I remember the Fabulous Freebirds. Where I remember when they came up with that rule. It was the Freebird rule, where you won a tag team title, right? And any of the three could be the tag team champion and fight for the tag team, because it was Michael P.S. Hayes, it was Terry Bam Bam Gordy, and I forget the other Freebird's name. It was three of them. They used to have the 3-man tag titles and all of that. So that was a fun time. I mean, Ric Flair was like my favorite wrestler for a long time. I was into Hulk Hogan, but I really liked Ric Flair, the Four Horsemen, Ole Anderson, Arn Anderson, Ric Flair, and Tully Blanchard. And then it was switch where Ole would leave, and then they had like Les Luger. It was different variations. I remember the Rock and Roll Express. I remember the Midnight Express. I remember the Midnight Express when they fought against the Road Warriors on a scaffold match. I was a big wrestling fan. I love big time. And in 1990, I stopped watching when the Undertaker came in, and it was nothing against the Undertaker, nothing against Mark Calloway. I just remember, oh man, that was a great catch. Marvin Harrison Jr., that was a great catch. Man. Wow. Hold on, I'm going to talk about this real quick. He came off Colin Murray, he put a juke move. He came across, it was pretty much a fade. Well, it was a deep, I guess you call it a fade. And the end zone, and boom, caught it. Yeah, he had to catch that. Great catch. Anyhow, and I stopped watching it from 1990 to 2000. And guess who had me into watching it again? Got me into watching it again. The Rock. I saw how wrestling changed, and I started watching it as soon as I heard The Rock. I saw it was in college, actually. Me and a couple of dudes watching it. I was like doing the Rock thing. Everybody was laughing when I would imitate The Rock, and that guy was amazing. That guy was amazing, and I saw the differences between when I used to watch it and not watch it. I didn't watch it so much in the Monday Night Wars. The Monday Night Wars, they were in like the late 90s. I wasn't watching it then, but I knew about WCW. I knew about the NWO, Hollywood Hogan, and things of that nature. I also respected it, and I started watching it more. Goldberg and Scott Steiner, Big Papa Pump. The one thing that WCW did better than WWE, and WWE still doesn't do it well, is cruiserweights, the light heavyweights, and that was the guys that were like 200 pounds, 210, 220. Those guys, they would fight it out, usually on the mid card or upper mid card. And that would be like back when Eddie was in WCW. Was Eddie Guerrero, Chavo Guerrero, Rey Mysterio Jr., one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Rey Mysterio, who else? Chris Jericho, Dean Malenko, guys like that. Even Perry Saturn, guys like that. It was truly interesting. Now I know it's predetermined, it's scripted, but it's still interesting to watch. My son and daughter are into it. My daughter, she likes Bianca Belair. She likes the way Bianca Belair goes in, twirling her hair and hits people with her hair and everything. That's a whole nother thing. Women's wrestling is a lot bigger and better. They like Mercedes Moné over in AEW. She's like my favorite women's wrestler. I mean, bar none. I mean, that woman can go in that ring. I remember when her and what's her name, Bianca Belair main evented with a main event at a WrestleMania, and they Bianca Belair went over, and Bianca Belair held the title for over a year. So black wrestlers are starting to get a lot more time on screen, and it could be better, but that's a whole nother discussion about black wrestlers and women wrestling. That's a whole nother discussion. If you want to check out a really good YouTube video, not really documentary, but a YouTube video on it, check out FD Signifier. Just Google FD Signifier black wrestlers. It'll come up. Very good. I watched it like 3 times, and I'm probably gonna watch it 2-3 more times. Very, very good. Very informative. And we all know that wrestling is a business. It's a work business, meaning that it's scripted. You already know who's gonna win. However, now that we know that, I will get into my top 5. No tag teams. Okay, at number 5, might surprise you, even though I really like this guy, it's The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. The most electrifying man in sports entertainment. Now, my top 5 is a little bit different because I take into account of outside stuff. Even he's big time outside the business. I also take in the effect of it. The effect of the person had on the business and what they helped do for the business. So we have The Rock, who was pretty much the first man of color really to hold the WWE title multiple times. I mean, let's not get it twisted. His father is Rocky Johnson. His mother is a member of the Mafia family. He's half black, half Samoan. I mean, he doesn't shy away from saying he's half black and half Samoan either. So let's not disrespect the man or anything like that. He just doesn't play on the tropes, and I respect that. I respect it. During that Attitude Era, he was one of the... Oh, that was a great catch. Wow. Right on the sideline. Donaldson put that on the money. The only person that could catch it was number 11. I don't know number 11 is. Oh, Smith. Yeah, man. He came. Ooh, bang. He got him. I be trying to teach my son that move where you fake the guy out. Yeah, great catch. So, The Rock, he was instrumental in that. He was instrumental in pushing the business in the Attitude Era. Attitude, my general manager just came in. He left his phone. So it's The Rock. He was instrumental in pushing that. Stone Cold was more instrumental. We'll get to him in a moment. But man, the Rock was just electrifying. Okay. Speaking of electrifying, you can't talk about wrestling without talking about the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Now, Ric Flair was, like I said, was one of my favorite wrestlers. Like, you gotta understand things. Whenever somebody does a chop, they go, woo! The crowd goes like that. When you have normal conversations, you have somebody say, to beat a man, you gotta beat the man, and I'm the man you gotta beat. That's Ric Flair. They said, styling, profiling. He said, talking about alligator shoes, talking about taking you to Space Mountain, talking all kinds of trash, and just telling you, just like, man, the brother, the man was just that guy, and when he came out in his robes, doom, 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 like, come out, show you who he was. I mean, man. Like I said, it had the stable, the 4 horsemen, the original 4 horsemen: Ric Flair, Tully Blanchard, Ole Anderson, Arn Anderson. Every now and then, Ole would leave. You had Lex Luger, you have Barry Windham, stuff like that. But man, Ric Flair was that guy. NWA champion, WCW champion, big gold belt. Which people disrespect the big gold belt, man. The big gold belt is what was it. Now, Ric Flair. You had to have been there in the 80s and the 90s. He was just that guy, man. He was a great in-ring performer. You know, great stamina in the ring. Really, in those early years, helped push the business when it was territorial. Then they got away from it being territorial. So you can't have a top 5 list without having Ric Flair on that list. Now, after him is Hogan, Hulk Hogan. Man, all my Hulkamaniacs. I was a Hulkamaniacs. Now, here's the thing about Hogan that a lot of YouTubers are not understanding, including Willie D. You have to say, if you're going to do this with R. Kelly, separate art and Bill Cosby, separate the people from the art. You got to separate Hogan from the art. You have to. You have to separate Hogan from the art. You have to separate it. You got Hulk Hogan, the character, Hollywood Hogan, Mr. America, whatever, and then you had Terry Bollea. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Now, is he a POS? Yes. Not just for the racist stuff and all the being a Trump supporter, which I don't care about the politics. It was other things too. He sold people out. People wanted to start a union. He snitched them out to the boss, and it was rough. Seattle they just missed the field goal. So you gotta understand what he meant to the business. I know a lot of people are like, oh, no. We are not saying that he's a good person. We are not saying that we're not saying he's a good person. We are not saying that he is not racist or whatever, and we support him. All I'm saying is he's top 3 in professional wrestling. Number 2, Stone Cold Steve Austin. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. He made his way up. He was in ECW first. People don't realize that he was an ECW guy. Then he went to WCW. Then he went to WWE. And WWE made him a star. Came out. He was the rattlesnake. He was anti everything. I mean, man, he could play the heel. He could play the good. He could play the face, meaning the heel being the bad guy, the face being the good guy. He could do that. He was absolutely a showstopper. He was the guy. And when you're the guy at the top, you got to get taken care of because you make everybody else money. So, Ulster 316, all of that, man, that guy was just amazing in the Attitude Era, giving his ball Stone Cold stunners. I mean, bears swilling. I mean, he was just that guy. You know, when he people fail to realize he was the heel when he went against Bret Hart, and they did the turn for both of them. Bret Hart turned heel, and Stone Cold turned face pretty much, because he put the stunner on him and not stunner. He put the sharpshooter on him, and Stone Cold just passed out. He wouldn't tap. He passed out. And last but not least, ooh man, only got a minute to do this. HBK, Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, the greatest, the greatest in-ring performer of all times is the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. He come in doing this thing. He was great at selling. Like, he put people over. Like, he was tough to deal with, they say backstage, but him and Stone Cold would say it best. They had to make it make sense. It had to make sense for me to put this person over. And I get it, you the top guy, you don't want to lose your spot and everything, but HBK, to me, number 1. So number 5, The Rock. Number 4, Ric Flair. Number 3, Hulk Hogan. Number 2, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Number 1, Shawn Michaels, HBK, the Heartbreak Kid. Sweet chin music, baby. Okay, check you out on the other side. We will get into this Thursday night game, and we will get into some other things on the Keep It 1 Million show.
FM and the rest of our community online at our website. Listen, the number 2, KRDP.
Okay, everybody. Appreciate you all for listening this hour to me just talk a lot of trash.
And locally produced programs
I appreciate it.
in the Valley
See you
community.
next
We
week.
encourage you